So I'm just going to scootle over some of the beginning bit because it's sitting there breathing and grounding and that kind of stuff. I'll maybe do a little bit.
Oh, I'm just getting my camera sorted.
All right, can't see you with my glasses on, and I can't see my book with my glasses off. So it's going to go well. The cat's coming to annoy me. Come on. You're so annoying. Okay. So sit however's comfortable, cross-legged on the floor. Okay. And just rest your hands lightly on your knees. You can sit on a cushion if you need to raise your hips, or a block if you've got a block handy. And then let's take some nice deep breaths here to start with. Close your eyes if you want to. Breathing in through nose, out through nose. Dry breath. And while you're taking your breaths, just be aware of how you're feeling, where your body is on the floor. And try and get some length into your spine. Imagine a little piece of string pulling your head up to the ceiling, sitting you up really tall. And be aware of your sit bones on the floor. 2 more breaths. And drop your head back. Drop your chin towards your chest, rock back just a little bit. Inhale, lift up forwards. Lift, look up. And exhale, curve your back backwards a little bit. And inhale, lift. And 2 more times, dropping back. Inhale, lift. And exhale, drop back. And inhale, lift. Let's take the left ear to the left shoulder. I can't remember from back to front on Zoom, so I'm just going to go with left. And then roll the chin down towards the chest and up the other side. Breaking. And inhale and drop the chin to the chest. Exhale as you take it round. Let's do that one more time. Feel the stretch moving from the side of the neck round towards the back of the neck. To the side at the other side. One more time, bring it back to center. And then bring your head back to the center. Lift up right arm for me. Up and over we go. Side bend. Feel the stretch in your side. And nice and steady. Over to the other side. Feel the stretch right the way from the middle finger right the way down to your hip. Nice and easy. So remember, we're sitting on a step or a block if we need to keep the spine in really good alignment. Grow taller. And keep the breathing going nice and steady. Like a warm-up, really is a bit of a warm-up. We needed a warm-up. One more time. And bring it back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Grab hold of one of your wrists, right one if you want to, and just drop back. Drop your chin to your chest. And then lift it back up. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale, drop back. Feel the stretch across the top of your shoulders. And inhale up. Change wrists and change your feet over. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lift. And exhale, drop back. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, drop back. Inhale to lift and bring yourself over onto all fours. We're going to go into a little rock child's pose. Is that Balasana? Is that what it's properly called?
Yeah. Swan with your arms in front, child's pose with your hands behind.
All right. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, bring it back. I can see that I found loads of different names for it. Inhale. And exhale. I've kind of tried to write down the names next to things just to make me use them. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale, tighten the tummy as you push back. And inhale. And exhale, just think back for a moment, stretch. You can use a block underneath your knees if you need to. And just reach forward with the arms, opening out through the lower part of the spine. And inhale, bring yourself back up. Stack your hands in line with your shoulders and your knees in line with your hips. Cat stretch. Inhale, lift the head, let the back. It's a little bit sticky bum up. Exhale, tighten through your tummy. Imagine a piece of string, tighten pelvic floor. Up towards the ceiling, drop the head and look at your tummy. Inhale, lift the head, relax the back. Exhale, tighten up through the tummy. Mula Bandha, Ujjayi Bandha. Drawing up, supporting the movement all the way up towards the sky. And then inhale to release. Exhale, do it again. Use your tummy, use the pelvic floor to pull up. And then inhale to release. One more time. Exhale, draw up. And bring it back to center. Take your knees apart and your feet together and sink back into wide child pose. Stretching here and just take a little rock side to side, opening out through the hips. Keep breathing nice and steady. And on your next inhale, come forwards and start to bring your knees in and lower down onto your tummy, using a cushion underneath your tummy if you need it. Bring your hands in front just a little bit. We're going to do some cobra prep. So inhale, lift up, press into the hands, gentle little lift of the chest. And exhale to lower. Try and relax through the bottom. Just starting to mobilize into that lower spine. Keep that going. Lifting and lowering as you feel comfortable, working within a range that you can do. And 2 more times. And I'm going to hold the last one up a little bit. Press into the hands, push the shoulders back. Prepping for cobra here. Relax through the legs a little bit. Looking forwards. And then inhale. Exhale to lower. Tuck your hands in towards your chest. Tuck your toes underneath. Exhale. Press down into your hands. Lift yourself back through child pose if you need it. And up to downward dog. Tuck your toes underneath. Lift the hips and spend a little while here. Just rocking around, making yourself comfortable. Take the hands towards the edges of the mat. Rocking into your feet. Rock from side to side. Bend your knees, soften them, lift the hips up to the sky, and then place the heels down. Keep it moving nice and soft as we're just warming up. Give your head a little wiggle, a little nod. And when you're ready, inhale, look forward again, gently step our feet forwards, help it out if it needs it, and come up to standing. Using your hands on your knees if you need to. Inhale, arms up, palms together. Let's take a little side bend to the left. And then inhale back up to center and go across to the right. Do that 2 more times. And then inhale back to center and exhale to lower your arms down to mountain pose. We're going to go into warrior one. So we're going to step back with your right foot. I'm going to turn around the other way, so otherwise I'll be the wrong way around. Step back with your right foot. And then turn your right foot to the top of the mat and the left foot to the long edge of the mat. And then I forgot what I'm doing. Oh yes, turn the hips towards the front edge of the mat and soften into the front knee. And just see how it feels on your back, pressing into the knee. And make sure your knee's not coming over your toes. And then inhale, raise the arms. Eyes up towards the sky or your thumbs. Breathe here, 5 breaths. you're not gripping on with your toes on the front foot, on the right foot. On your next inhale. Exhale, lower the other arm, lower your left arm, blah, blah, blah. Down. You think I've never done this in my life. To warrior two. Turn your hips towards the long end of your mat and glance over your front right thumb. Shoulders down. Breathe here. Again, make sure you're not gripping on with your toes of the right foot and pressing into the outside edge of your left foot. We're going to go into Peaceful Warrior. Drop the left hand down towards the left thigh, eyes up towards the sky, up towards the top thumb, in fact. Inhale. And we're going to then bring that right elbow down towards the right thigh, over the top. To Parsvakonasana. Whoop, can't see, sun's in my eyes. Eyes looking up towards your middle finger. Breathe here. Keep breathing there while I shut the blinds so I can see. Inhale. Exhale, bring yourself up to standing. Turn the right foot towards the long edge of the mat and the left foot round towards the short edge. We're going to Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Up, pressing into that knee. See how it feels. Make sure it's not irritating your back. Lift up through the toes. Pressing into the fall of the right foot at the back. Eyes up to the fingers. Thumbs, thumbs. Breathe here, 5 breaths. Drop the right arm, open it out to Warrior Two. Shoulders down, looking over the front thumb. Breathing here. While we're here, let's see if we can engage pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. Tummy tight, shoulders down. Bring the right hand onto the right side. See if you can take the left arm up towards the sky, looking at this thumb. Pressing into that thigh. Welcome the lovely warming heat in the thigh. That's my favourite line. And take the left elbow down towards your left thigh, up and over the top. Parsvakonasana. Reaching forwards, looking at the middle finger, pressing into your left leg. Breathe. Inhale, lift up, rotate hips round. You take a lovely step forwards towards the top end of your mat. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands onto your hips. Forwards fold, take it down, using your knees if you need it to fold yourself down, keeping length through the lower spine to wherever you can get in the exercise. The name I've forgotten. Upside down. Anyway, there we are. Upside down. Taking hold of your big toes. If you can reach them, don't worry if you can't. Inhale, lift up, try and get some length through the lower spine. Exhale, take it down, dangle here. If you need to use your hands on your legs, that's fine. If you're happy here, give your head a little wiggle and take the elbows out to the side. Breathe. Keep breathing. 4 more breaths. On your next inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, hands to your hips. And lift yourself back up using your hands if you need to. You're going to take a little vinyasa here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. If you can, soften through the knees if you need to put your hands on the floor and step the feet back down onto the floor. Dropping your knees here if you need to, lowering down through into Cobra. Just keep it nice and gentle. Then upward facing dog, press into the hands, dropping down onto your chest, and then pushing back up to downward dog. And then when you're ready, take a nice little step through towards your hands. Inhale. And then exhale, we're going to lower down onto the floor and make your way onto your bottom. And last one before you, Claire. Lowering down onto the floor, take a little rock. Side to side, bring your feet so that they are just on the edges of your mat. And make yourself comfortable. And then we're going to take the hands out to the side. And we're just going to gently internally rotate your hips. So drop one knee down towards the center line. Inhale as it comes back up, and then the other knee down. Center line. And just keep rocking around, internally rotating through the hips to get a little stretch. And then the rest is all stretching and relaxation. So I'll pass across to you, Claire.
That was lovely.
It's all right as a warm up. My back doesn't hurt anymore. It works.
You're your best experiment. Okay, that's it's lovely. I'm writing little notes. I'll do it at the end of our little gang. So thank you, Vic. Okay, Claire, let's keep going. Well done.
I've not done this one for ages, so this one might not be as good as my 30-minute one because I put that in it. Right, so I'm going to start in an all-four position. We're going to just tuck the toes under, and we're going to do cat-cow, but it's going to be rocking back. So going to lift, oh my God, I can't remember what I'm doing now. So we're going to inhale, arch the back, a cat, and then exhale back to the feet, and then round through the back as you come forward. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the eyes to the ceiling, lift the hips, and then drop back to the heels, and exhale round through the back and come back forward. And just do that a couple of times, just moving at your own pace. So inhale, inhale, drop back, exhale, round through, come forward, just feeling that flow through the spine, moving forwards and backwards. Stretch, mild stretch for that lower back as well when you go back. Nice little stretch for the toes as well. And then come to a nice flat back, nice neutral spine, elongate the neck. We're going to do a few bird dog lifts. So we're going to lift your right leg so it's straight out behind you, and then lift your left arm, so your opposite arm is going forward, thumb up to the sky. So you're being pulled forward and back at the same time, as opposed to lifting up. And then holding there for a moment, and then lowering back down. And then we'll do the opposite side. It's going to lift out with the left leg, and the right arm goes up. Again, right thumb up towards the sky, looking down at the floor, and just holding there. Inhale, exhale, arms back down. I'm going to do the opposite side again. So inhale, left arm up, right leg up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, right arm up, left leg up. Nice one nice long line. And just do it one more time. Inhale, right leg, left arm up. Exhale down. And inhale, left leg up, right arm up. Holding at the top. Exhale down. And then tuck the toes. We're going to lift our hips up into our downward dog. So walking out through those legs, bending each leg, stretching out through the sides, having a little peep under your armpits, have a little sniff. keeping the hips lifted, backs nice and straight. Just walking through those feet, warming up through the feet, the toes, calves. And then come to a stillness. We're going to inhale, we'll lift the right leg up towards the ceiling, bend the knee, and bring it through the foot between the hands, and lower the left knee for a low lunge. And just breathe here for a couple of moments, just to open up through that hip flexor. So your knees over your ankle, hands either side, feet are hip width apart. And then going to bring the right hand inside of your right foot and just move the right foot out to the side slightly. So both hands are on the inside of your right foot, a lizard. Just going to breathe into that to open up the hip flexor, relax the lower back. And then lift the left knee up. I'm going to move the right foot back to a plank. And then going to lower down to the ground with the knees, the chest, the chin, keeping the elbows tucked. And then roll through. Bring the arms out just outside of the mat. So one hand on outside of your mat. And they're going to roll up to cobra. So just a nice gentle roll. So lifting up through the back, pushing up, the head coming up last, and then rolling back down nice and slow. And again, lifting up the shoulders, the head, and rolling back down. And then one more time, and all the way up, and rolling all the way back down. And we're going to repeat on the other side. So from here, going to push up through the knees, lift the hips up to downward facing dog. And from here, we'll just walk that dog again. Walking out through the feet. Twisting through the sides, having a look under the armpits. Pressing in through those hands, nice flat back, relax the neck. Give it a little shake. And just breathe as we're walking. Inhale, exhale. And then come to stillness. I'm going to lift the left leg this time. And we're going to step that through between the front hands and drop the right knee this time for a low lunge. We'll just rest here for a moment, just take a few breaths. Having our knee in line with our ankle. Into hip width apart. Inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to bring our left hand round towards the inside of the left foot. Just walk that left foot out to the side a little bit. Just for a little bit of a deeper stretch in those hips and low back. So your foot's just slightly outside of the line of your hips. But again, keeping the knee over the ankle. And inhale. Breathe here for 3. 2. And 1. And then lift the right knee and bring that left foot back. So we're in a high plank, and then we're going to lower down to the ground, knees, chest, chin, through to our cobras. So we'll roll up again. So hands have come out to the side, so a bit further out than normal, just on the outside of the mat. head down, and then we're going to inhale, roll up. And then exhale, roll back down. So we're moving through that spine again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll back down. Nice and gentle. Inhale up. Exhale, all the way down. So here we're going to lie facing down. Going to move into a low locust. So the hands are going to be going back towards our feet. And we're going to lift using our back and our hands. So we're going to slowly inhale, lift, keeping the feet on the ground this time. So just lifting the arms and the upper body. Exhale, lower back down to the ground. And again, inhale, lift the front body and the arms up. Engaging the glutes and your core. Help you up there, using your back muscles. And then exhale, back down to the floor. And one more lift, inhale up. Feel like you're being pulled, someone's pulling your arms back. Widen the chest, open up through the shoulders at the front. And then exhale, back down to the ground. And then from here, we're going to do a fancy move, which is rolling onto our backs. So gently make your way to your back. If you have a block handy, grab that now, just to have you by the side of you. And we're going to do some pelvic tilts, moving into a bridge. So just some gentle pelvic tilts at first. So bend the knees, feet on the ground. You're going to bring the feet up towards your buttocks, just so you can maybe just gently graze your ankles. Hands by your side. Nice relaxed upper body. And we're just going to tilt the pelvis forwards and backwards. So inhale the pelvis away, so you've got an arch in your back. And then exhale, tilt that pelvis forward, so you're pressing your lower back into the mat. Not lifting up, just a nice little tilt there. Again, inhaling, pelvis away. Bring that arch in the back. Exhale, bringing it back towards you, pressing that low back into the mat. One more, inhale, pelvis away, lift up to the arch. And inhale, or pelvis going forward, pressing our back in. And this time we're going to keep on pressing, and we're going to lift the hips, roll all the way up to our bridge. So we're engaged through the glutes. The knees are in line with our hips. Trying not to let those knees splay out. Keep them pulling back in towards the midline. You engage through your glutes and lifting up through your pelvic floor. The upper body is relaxed. And then we're going to exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling slowly down to neutral. And then inhale here at the bottom. And then exhale, roll all the way up, nice and slow. Lifting up with those hips, like you've got someone pulling on your hip bones, they're pulling you up like a puppet. So you're lifting up, neck nice and relaxed. Inhale here at the top. Exhale, release and roll back down nice and slowly. And then we're going to use our block on the next one. And when we get our hips up, we're going to put the block underneath. So inhale here at the bottom. Exhale, roll up. And then the block on its long ways, so it's not too high, underneath your sacrum, just resting there. I'm just going to have a nice supported bridge. So takes the pressure off you, just relaxing onto that block. So hands either side. Again, keeping the knees nice in line with your hips. And you can just relax here and breathe. Don't really have to do anything, letting the block do all the work. It's just a nice way of having this mini inversion without too much pressure on you. Takes a bit of pressure off your low back as well. And then one more inhale. Exhale here. And then just gently lift up, slide the block out, and slowly lower down to the floor, which feels really far away now. And then we're going to finish with Happy Baby. So we can either do one leg or both legs at the same time. So we're going to bring the knees up, grab hold of the feet on the outside of the foot. And from here, you can either stay here, which is perfectly fine, a nice relaxing pose, or you can bring one foot up so it's the soles up towards the ceiling and just alternate between doing one leg and then the other, if that feels nice. Or we can then take both feet at the same time. We're pulling down those feet so the knees are coming down towards the floor. The sacrum is down towards the floor, not lifting up. We're pushing that down towards the floor to a nice neutral spine. And here you can just relax in whichever one of those variations works best for you. Inhale. And let the body relax. The end.
Lovely.
I felt like forever.
Stretches.
Huh?
Where are we now? What time are we on? Vicky, did you want to go back to do the stretches?
No, I missed out the stretches because I knew that Claire would do something at the end and we were just carrying on instead of just laying around. But there was basically that kind of returnal rotation, reclined pigeon, hugging one knee into the chest and just stretching out through the glutes, and then Savasana.
So I think with you, what you need to do, Vic, is I think you need to slow down.
I don't want it to go on for too long.
Yeah.
I know. I need
And make a mat just with that, you know, like things like, you know, you said, you know, about a cushion and a block.
Mhm.
Make more of a deal about the cushion and explain. Do you know why? Do we know why we need to have a block and a cushion? We do, don't we?
Yeah.
So when you obviously you feel like you're teaching to two grandmas sucking eggs, don't you, right now?
No,
But when you're in a class, you'd probably be able to go on about it a bit longer, wouldn't you?
yeah, I definitely would.
And that's possibly why you just go fast, because you know you're like, look, I'm showing you this and showing you that, I'm showing you this and but and then just also think about using more props. I think like using just like the warrior sequence. You could use more props if you had a bad back. You know this anyway. If you had a bad back, people might not be able to do some of those things. But it sorts your back out, so it must work.
We're quite bendy.
Yeah,
So I think when you have a class, you get feedback from a class. It's so stupid, really. I teach that all the time, and I use all the blocks. And if you've got, it helps. I think it helps my brain if I have music. I find it really difficult when it's really quiet. It hurts my brain.
And that makes you uneasy.
It
Well,
does.
at the moment,
It makes me really uneasy, and I can't remember my words and know the words perfectly well.
I'm happy for you to do a playlist, and you can do a playlist.
Oh, it's a bit temperamental into Zoom with a playlist. It's a bit it blocks out the background noise on it, and you have to put it on the musician thing. It's a bit of a pain in it. It's fine. It's fine. I need to concentrate. It flows better in my head with you.
It's so frustrating, the Zoom and the playlist and the
Yeah, it's a bit of a faff, isn't it? So that's fine. No, that's fine. I'll take that on board. I will more. But when you've got a class in front of you, you get feedback from them. You get visual feedback, don't you? And you're like, oh yeah, you need a block to do that, and you need a strap to do that.
They can't get down there. They
No,
can't.
I know that immediately.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then Yeah, that was it really. That's the only thing. But I mean, I don't see anything wrong.
Okay.
I loved the not the knee over the ankle, which I'm obsessed by.
Yeah, me too.
Claire had that too. You had just the knee above the ankle, not over the ankle, didn't you? And also when you're doing your so Claire, when you're doing your pullbacks, on every single one of these things, I go Bandha, breath Bandha Drishti, and neither of you used any of those. Did you?
Too busy trying to remember what we do.
Fine. It's fine. You can not use them, but it's
No, we
all.
would use them. We know we would.
But probably you're probably doing it, but you're probably not saying it. So just remember that because when we were going back with the right arm up and the left arm back, that it's a beautiful opportunity to talk about the connection between the right shoulder and the left hip and how you're connecting. Because what you're doing is you're not just lifting that arm and that leg, are you? You're creating a pathway of neurons, of support neurons around the spine every time you do it. And if you just lift the right arm and the left leg, it's not going to have the same impact as when you apply your bandha and your drishti and your focus, is it? It sort of layers it up and makes it more powerful. And I think that's what's going to make you a brilliant yoga teacher over someone who's just lifting their arm up. So just think about that. And that's it really, because I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed that supported back thing.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Claire.
Enjoyed that. It's like, oh, let's do that. We'll do that on Wednesday.
Can just chill into it.
Yeah, there's loads and loads of things we can take from Iyengar, and I think that's perhaps rather than looking at Kino, start looking at Iyengar, start trying to bring things in from their props, because I think those are the things that make us make those postures deeper. Yeah,
He uses a lot of props, doesn't he? Isn't he the one that kind of brought it in?
yeah, he certainly, yeah. So I've got loads of Iyengar books, but one of them, the main book, which is
I just need to go grab a pen. Hang on.
is that book, BKI. I don't know how old he was. Let me see how old he was when he did that. And the older I get, and I don't know about you, but I look at these people. I saw an 80-year-old. So I'm repeating myself probably, but I saw an 80-plus-year-old Iyengar teacher with the most amazing feet I've ever seen. Feet, yeah. Feet were like, and that sort of thing is what you're doing. In each posture, you're thinking about where your fingers are, where your feet are, how you're pushing down, how you're connecting through the fingers to the shoulder to the hip. And this, I think he's better than Pattabhi Jois.
Doesn't come with the same baggage, I guess.
No. He's very strict, so I am totally not going to do Iyengar teacher training ever, because I did join Iyengar for a bit, and I do go to the conference as a little secret sometimes, which we could always go to, couldn't we? So that's why. But I don't really agree with the way it's taught. It's quite patriarchal, I'd say. I would say. I think
listened to a podcast this week which was about the patriarchy and yoga. It was really interesting, and like talking about women that were involved in the early years and stuff. It was quite cool. Only short, but it was quite cool. Just kind of you don't hear about it. You hear about all these men, don't you? It's all about the men, but it was quite interesting to hear it, that there were women who were involved and stuff. It was cool.
I think there are women involved in everything, aren't there? It's just that and don't give babies and things, so they don't get distracted. We get distracted by most things.
I
But
get
yes,
distracted by like a
that-
fly.
like a fly. Do a little props workshop.
I think the problem at the moment is obviously I was so focused on what I was going to do next. That was kind of like my main focus was what am I doing rather than thinking about,
How are you doing?
yeah.
I agree.
I think that's the initial panic, isn't it?
Mm.
Am I going to forget what I'm saying? Am I going to forget what I'm doing? And then, you know, how many times have I, like when I was at the hydro with Vicky, I remember sitting on the loo going, oh, I'm really scared, I'm really scared, I'm really scared. And then it was fine. And now I don't do that anymore. But
Good.
I think initially you are really scared. You're really
Mm.
scared. Your heart goes and everything. And then you realize they're just people.
And they don't know any better, actually, most of them. Because if you get it a bit wrong, it doesn't really matter until you get the hang of it. It doesn't matter. As long as you're not covering for injury, you're all right.
And also you're teaching to be in the moment and in the posture, aren't you?
Mm.
Okay, that's well done anyway. Right, so let's have a little drink of water or something. I'll move back up here and then we're going to look. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we're going to look at, well, I won't actually move back up here. Have a drink of water anyway, and then we'll just do three more postures we're going to do. Three more postures. And then we're going to go back up and sit down.
Are we going to do any of the beginner stuff, or are we just doing 3 more postures happily?
Any of the beginners? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
we're gonna do some of our beginner.
Oh, do you
program.
want? Oh, that's. Oh, well, we can do
time?
that.
Oh, I don't know, I can't read my phone. See what time it is.
It's 7 o'clock.
Got plenty of time to do that. Should we do the postures and then the beginner thing practice?
Let's do that. I'm
So
just
it's
going.
not like you're just going and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. So yeah, okay. Have a drink anyway.
I'm going for a week because I drank the tea again.
Oh dear.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Rotate around.
Right. Hello.
Hello. Speaking back from the loo.
Yes.
Maggie's
Well,
back.
Rescuing a child from a noodles.
I won't do that. I just so I can see you at 3. I need like a massive screen. Just so I can like a massive.
It's quite hard seeing, isn't it?
Yeah, because I want to show you, but I also want to see you. So, okay, so we're going to go Garbha Pindasana 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 4. So this is Garbha is womb. Pinda is embryo. So anything Pindasana, you have Pindasana in shoulder stand as well, embryo pose, don't you? The dance that I don't really teach, but I learnt about is that they have you start in embryo, and there's certain moves that you do. You start in embryo and then you move out. So it's really important that the body goes back into embryo. So it's that some of these postures are annoying, but they're also like, oh, we really should do them for our spine, for our body, even though we can't make it. We should try and do it, yeah? So as you can see, Rachel here is amazing at Pindasana. So let's do an adaptation. What adaptation would we do?
You can do it in half lotus or cross-legged. I've lost it in the book.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I've got it in your book, but the adaptations are in the other book.
Oh, well, let's just stay on. Well, let's just use our minds.
Okay, fine. And Kino, whatever name.
Hang on.
How do you roll around in it?
You should watch
Like,
Kino. It's
like-
crazy.
Backwards and like, oh, I've never
So-
seen. Before.
Okay, so this is right. So let's roll around in a minute. Forgot about the rolling, Claire. I haven't done it for ages.
I'm sorry.
Right. So
I'm gonna get
I'm going to do the most basic of postures because you know my hips don't go up here. So I'm just going to just bring my feet down here, and then I'm going to grab my feet. You see, like that. Just grab my feet. Yeah. And then the idea is that we're going to roll back. We're going to try and make 8 points in a circle around the mat. So
Oh my God.
I know, it's really fun. So watch out for blockages and bags, things, stones. And then rock back. Oh, like that. Up.
It's like a little circle, isn't it? You go like down your right side and up your left side of your spine. Is that right?
I thought your body did like a whole circle whilst you were down there. I was very.
It does. It goes round.
I mean, like at one time.
I know.
Like a turtle.
No,
Turtle.
sorry.
Oh, I see. I can't see.
And then when you've gone one way, try and go the other way. Let's go.
Which way do you go? Left? Does it matter?
And up. And back.
I need a mattress.
Yeah, that was.
I think the last time I did this was about 5. Apart from last night when I was watching Kino. Oh, my elbow.
Oh, my back feels amazing.
Do you know what this reminds me of? A spirograph.
Yes. You could put paint on your back and like do it on a big canvas. Yoga art.
Let's do it. Study day. There you go. Intensive days.
I think I'm back at the beginning.
Yay!
Can't get back. I got back going the other way. I tried to go the other way. I tried to go right, left. I can't do it right now.
Go around the other way.
I can go the other way. Can't go that way. You can get that way, fine. Oh no, crashed. Oh my god. I'm stuck. I quite like it in theory.
Chairs in the way.
what do you think, without looking at the book, what do you think it does for you whilst you're doing that?
Massages the
Massages the
muscles in your back.
spine.
Yeah. What
Or
else?
massages the muscles at the side of your spine.
Your legs, your inner thighs, they're working.
Yeah.
And your stomach muscles. Because you're pulling yourself back up again, aren't you?
Yeah.
You have to engage yourself.
There's more space.
Arms even, because you're holding on. I think I've done 2 rotations both
Oh,
ways.
yeah. No, that looked good. You didn't think you were doing that today, did you?
I hope I wasn't doing that today.
After yesterday, the 10th.
Okay. So that was Garbha Pindasana, as in seated pose. You would develop that, like we said, you know, like we did before, like you bring your block up and bring the foot up. And you could be leaning in and to find a nice, without the ankle hurting, just leaning in, trying to open up that ankle a little bit more.
Is that how you prep to get into lotus as well, Sophie?
Yeah. It just takes a long time. But if
Or
you
never?
something, you could do that, you know, every day, just to make sure you just try and open those hips just a little bit more.
I always thought my hips were okay until I tried to get into lotus. When Kino did it, she had her legs quite high. Is that where they're supposed to be? Up there? Are they supposed to be down in lotus? Like down there? Or are they actually supposed, because she's up there, isn't she? I can't do it.
The idea is that we have our legs up, isn't it? So we open up our hips and bring our legs really high.
So they're up like that.
So they're up like that. And I guess if you just did this for ages, that's going to stretch here, isn't it? It's going to stretch all the side. And just work on that. You're probably doing as much good as you are doing it, or probably more than on the block. Just working that and then just getting that to the hip when it's ready. Some of these postures, do you know what though? I think because we do a lot of flow, holding them for longer and being more intense with each posture is going to have more of an effect for us now, because we're flowing so much. We need to try and hold and really extend and lift in those postures. That's it. And then see if we can place that foot. Now that's gone really well. Actually, that's done really good for me. I up here. I blocked underneath. Well, see how you do. See how that goes.
One side that's all right and just one side that's just awful.
Try the other side. Let's try the other
The
side.
side's all right. It's this one, which is weird because it's my tighter hip. My ankle that bothers me on this one. The hip's all right. The ankle.
But let's just make sure we stretched out both sides right now. Lengthen up through the spine as well. Make sure you're just lengthening up all the time. You've got your Mula Bandha and your Uddiyana Bandha going. Your chest is opening. Your shoulders dropping down. And then lift higher. And hold. And then place that foot higher. Good.
Oh, this hip hates this.
Our bodies are so fragile, aren't they? I mean, I sat and played the guitar, sat on a stone floor 2 weeks ago, and my back hated it. You know, you have to be so careful and listen to everything that's going on. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. But if it does feel right, just do more.
A bit more.
Okay, let's move on then. Let's go to cock.
Sounds
Okay.
Cuckoosana or cock.
So we're seeing if we can get both legs up now, which is are always fun. Let's see how we do.
Never in my life seen a cock do this maneuver.
Is it because you like stick your head forward like? Because it looks like she's forward with her upper body.
So Rachel's got really, really lovely hips again. So she's put herself back into lotus, and then she's put her hands down in between those legs, down the fold of the leg, which I've got far too much flesh in the way. But if you can get your hand through and then block up, you could do it that way. Or cross your hands and then press down. Or another option is to bring your hands to the side if you can't get your hands through your legs and lift.
Get my legs off the floor.
The lifting.
Oh.
So once you found whichever posture you're able to do, this is me, which is fairly low level.
We'll
Focus
try.
on the tip of the nose and hold for 5 breaths, and then apply Mula Bandha or Dhyana Bandha.
There's nothing my arms on.
Me too, Claire.
Legs just won't behave.
Oh.
One more breath.
I think it'd be all right if I could get into lotus.
Yeah, life would be really good if you could get a lotus.
Get in it, I just feel like I'm snapping my limbs off.
Okay, so that's and then we've got Kranchasana, heron posture, which Chris is doing. So we've got left leg behind, right leg up. Oh.
Ooh. This looks fun. I sit on a block for this.
Yeah, I would. You can block, or you could strap as well with your hand for your hands.
Bend the left knee, take the
Sit on a block.
bring the right foot in line with the left.
And then you're focusing the drishtis on the big toe.
Not that bad.
Once you're there, it looks worse than it is, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then let's switch over.
Oh, this leg doesn't like it so much though.
No.
Oh. That's my knee though. Oh, no, it's okay. There we go.
Wonderful. And then the last one, bound angle posture. Nice and easy.
I can do this one. I like this one.
Happy we can do this one. So I've seen an Iyengar teacher put weights on her knees. I've seen other teachers say that's not allowed. So now I don't know. I think we just need to think whether we like it. Personally, I'm happy just trying to press down with my knees here like that and opening the chest. So just breathing into the heart. Focus on the tip of the nose. What are we opening here? What parts of the body are we opening?
Ankles, the chest,
Yes.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Hip joints.
Yeah, definitely the hip joints. Glutes. Adductors, abductors. Everything's opening. Heels are pressing in to each other. And your whole nervous system is slowing down when you start to breathe. And then just find your belly as you breathe in and out into the breath, into the belly button, and then exhale. 2 more breaths. One more. Super. Okay, well done. So that's 4 postures. If we can stick those on Facebook, we can remember them. Take note. So that's what we're doing those 4.
They were on the list from week 7 anyway, weren't they? That
We just didn't manage them. So we go all the way from 1, 2, 3 to 1, 3, 0.
so again, sorry, 1, 2, 3 to 1, 3. I lost my pen again.
Okay.
Vicky, did you want to do your next one? Your
Yeah. Do you want me to shorten it?
how long is it? Do you
half
think?
an hour.
I'm happy with you doing it. I'm happier for you to practice than anything. So, yeah, we'll finish at 1:45 and then we've still got time to do a little bit more.
All right, okay.
So, I've kind of assumed, or not assumed, but this is complete beginner. And that they've got a block, a band and a bolster cushion hanging around somewhere, which I have not got a bolster, but I've got a cushion because it's on my Christmas list.
Yay!
Yay.
I'll just get a bolster.
Huh?
Do you need a bolster? You want a big bolster?
No,
But I think a lot of the kind of beginner adaptations are sort of kneeling on bolsters or leaning back on bolsters and stuff, aren't they? I think.
Like a strap.
Maybe, yes.
Not find it.
I kind of kept it with some of the postures that we've been using already. Just because the others seem to be getting rather hard for beginners, and I kind of thought that it was probably better to sort of spend time opening out hips and getting into the little stages of the harder stuff first. So, okay. So I've assumed that we've already done warm up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to skip across. So we'll start in child pose with a cushion or bolster behind the knees.
Lovely. Nice.
Okay, so we're starting. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. I can see you, Sophie.
I'll put some gallery.
And lots of animals. I love a house. I love it. Okay. So we're starting in child pose with a cushion or bolster behind the knees if you need it for your knees. Okay. Stretching the fingers forwards and trying to allow the forehead to drop down towards the floor. Relaxing through the shoulders and stretching out through the fingers. Let's take some breath here. And as we take some breaths, think about the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. As you exhale, tighten up, back passage through the perineum towards the front. Drawing everything in and up. Inhale, relax. And exhale, engage, Mula Bandha. Inhale, relax. Feel the lungs fill at the back of the ribs. Exhale, Mula Bandha, drawn up and in. It's quite an easy position to do that in, this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale, and try and remember to use that Mula Bandha, pulling your tummy in towards through the spine as much as you can throughout practice. And I'll try and remind you. On your next inhale, bring yourself forward. So we're going to try and bring ourselves to plank. So you can either be on your knees or on your feet. Bring the hands in line with the shoulders. Tummy tucked in. Keep thinking about those bandhas pulling in and up. Press down if you prefer, or if you feel like you're strong enough, you can tuck your toes underneath and bring yourself up to plank. Oh, Prasthana, maybe. From here, we're going to go up to downward dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. Inhale, exhale, tighten up through the tummy and lift the hips up towards the sky. So let's take our hands a little bit wider and press the weight into the full of the palm with the fingers spread. Wiggle around through your feet a little bit and relax through your head and drop into your shoulders. Soften through the knees. Inhale, exhale. See if you can straighten the knees and push the heels down towards the floor, but keep the back nice and long. So let's soften through the knees again. Stick your bottom up in the air. Tilt your pelvis or tilt your tailbone back. Inhale and exhale again, and then try and keep the back in that really elongated position as you start to try and push down in towards the heels, or the heels down towards the floor. Think about the bandhas again. Engage tummy as you out breath, as you exhale. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha engaged. 5 breaths. We've already done 3. So let's do 2 more. Relaxing through the head. Give it a little wiggle. And from here, you're going to take the right leg up a little bit, and we're going to step it all the way through the hands. Inhale, we're coming down into a lunge. And we're going to steal Claire, actually, from earlier, inadvertently. And start to open out through the hips a little bit. So you can keep your foot in this position here. You can take a little rock backwards and a little rock forwards to lengthen through the hamstrings and into the hips. Just going to open out the hips. If you prefer, if your hips will allow it, bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. And rocking forwards, and hold forwards here to stretch into your hips. And then on your next inhale, lift the back knee, bring that right foot back, drop it back if you need to into child pose. If you need to give your wrists a little wiggle, have a little rest here in child pose and rest your wrists. And then when you're ready, inhale, bring it back up to the plank position that you've chosen. Tuck the toes underneath. And exhale and step the left foot forward, and staying, we're coming into that low lunge. Stretching into the hips. Inhale, look up a little bit. Exhale, see if you can rock it back and forwards. Get some length through into the hamstrings. Keep the breathing going. Keep nice and strong through the shoulders. Shoulders away from your ears. Lifting the head as you come forwards. We're going to hold the next one in that forwards position. And if you want to switch your hand to the inside of your left foot and walk your toes out a little bit to press into a slightly wider hip stretch, that's absolutely fine. Let's breathe here. So, let's think about the breathing for a moment. We've already done this in the warm-up. Let's see if we can breathe in through nose, out through nose. A little soft snoring noise at the back of the throat. As you breathe out, see if you can sink into that stretch a little bit more.
to be using the breath. Stretch a little bit more effective. On your next inhale, we're going to rock that foot all the way back again. Inhale, drop the knees, lower yourself down, taking your chest down towards the floor before your belly hits, then the chin. And then inhale, we're going to lift the chest, press into the arms into cobra. Inhale, exhale, lower it down. And inhale, lift up again. And just do that a few times until you feel like you've got your hands in the right place. Inhaling on the lift. Exhaling as you lower. When you feel like you've got it, inhale, let's hold it up. Push the shoulders back, lift the head looking forwards. Into cobra. Inhale. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes underneath, pressing up onto your knees. We're coming back into downward dog. Lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale. And sink through into downward dog again. Just a couple of breaths here. Stretching into the backs of the legs, pushing the heel down. And on your next inhale, step your feet forwards through the middle of your hands, helping them out if they need to on the way. We're going to come up to mountain pose. Stand up nice and tall. Inhale. And exhale and bring the arms down to the side. Now, while we're here, mountain pose is a really important pose. So we want feet hip width apart. Lift the toes and spread the weight evenly across your feet. So it's even across the balls of the feet and the heels. Hands are down by your side, shoulders back and lifting the head. Nice and tall here. Let's take some breaths here. Remember that breathing. A giant breath. In and out through the nose. Feeling the earth beneath the feet. Feeling the ribs expand as you inhale. 2 more breaths. But on your next inhale, arms up to the sky. Bring the palms together above your head. Pin the arms towards the side of your ears. And we're going to take a little side bend to the right. Inhale. Exhale and drop down to the right. We're going to hold here. Keep the breathing going. Keep elongating through the arms, stretching up through the fingers. Should feel a stretch right down from the middle finger of the top hand all the way down into that hip, maybe all the way down into the ankle. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to do the other side. Use the tummy and the pelvic floor to help you get back up to where you started. And really think about lengthening through the arms. Try and keep them level with your ears if you can. Try not to let the top shoulder drop forward. So really expand the chest. Lift the top shoulder back. One more breath. And exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, we're going to go into... Right, can I skip off warrior 1 and 2? Because I did it already.
Yeah.
Skip off warrior 1 and 2, which is next. And we're going to forward fold into... Why have I written that? I don't know. Uttanasana, which I couldn't remember the name of earlier. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to your chest. Reaching forward with your chest, keeping the back nice and long and folding forwards. Bringing your hands either to your above your knees, down onto your shins, or if you wanted to, you could use your block. Pop it in front of you, just in front of your feet. Try and get some good length through your lower spine. So try not to round it. Kind of sticking our bottom out a little bit. Lift the tailbone. Inhale, look forwards and up. And then exhale, relax down. Keeping the length through the spine, so don't collapse into the lower back. Only go as far as your spine will allow. With the head nice and relaxed and the elbows out to the side.
If you need a little bit more support, keep the arms straight and strong and looking slightly forwards. 5 breaths here. And each time you exhale, see if you can take it a little bit further down in towards the stretch, but don't compromise your lower back position. Bear in mind where the weight is underneath your feet, so make sure it's even on your feet and you're not gripping on with your toes. On your next inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, take your hands to your hips or walk them up your legs. Bring yourself back to a standing position. We're going to take a little vinyasa from here. So we're learning them. We're going to inhale, stretch the arms up towards the sky. And exhale to forward fold, softening your knees if you need to. Bend the knees, hands go down towards the floor. And step or hop the feet back to the end of the mat. Drop your knees if you need to and bring the elbows in towards your ribs as you take the chest and then the chin down to the floor and lift through to cobra, relaxing the toes. Inhale, exhale, push up to downward dog. Lift the hips up to the sky. I've written myself a note and I don't know what it means. And on your next inhale, we're going to step our feet back towards the front of the mat and bring ourselves back to standing for our first standing balance, which is going to be tree. So I've skipped out another one I've already done. When you're ready, bring your feet together and stand up nice and tall. You can use a strap for this if you need to. No, you can't. Don't need a strap. In fact, I'm talking nonsense. Nice and tall. Transfer your weight. Transfer your weight to your left foot. And then when you're ready, start to lift up the right. Now we want to do 2 things. We can either turn the hip out to the side and bring the toes onto the floor, so the hip is open. Or if you find if you can manage that, that's fine. If you want to, you can lift your foot onto your shin, on the side of your shin. Or if you feel like you can take hold of that leg, bring it up towards your thigh, which is where we're aiming for eventually. Don't worry if you can't get there. If you need to, use the wall a little bit to help you get your balance first. And then if you can hold it there, and try and gaze forwards. We're going to bring the hands together, if you can, pressing the palms together, and breathe here at whichever level you are at, pressing your inner thigh against your foot, and your foot against your inner thigh, or against your shin, or down against your foot. It's really helpful to think about the Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. Again, so pelvic floor up, tummy nice and tight, breathe. Try and relax through the shoulders, so push them down away from your ears. One more breath. And then release on the inhale. And exhale as you bring your foot back down to where you started. Let's do the other side. So test out your balance first. It might be worse or it might be better on one side. And have a play around with the position that you put your foot in. Bring it up towards the shin or up towards your thigh if you feel like you can. Making sure you're not gripping on with your toes, opening out through the hips. When you've got your balance, if you need the wall, use it. Bring your hand or both hands, depending on if you need the wall a little bit. Press them together and then press the thigh against the foot, foot against the thigh, don't fall over. Tighten up through tummy and pelvic floor because it will really help you balance. And if you'd like to lift the arms up, if you feel like you can open those hands up towards the sky, looking forwards. Pressing, keeping on pressing the thigh and the foot against each other and breathe. Remember the Ujjayi breath. Focus the breath, use the out breath to bring in pelvic floor a little bit more, pull the tummy tight. On the next inhale, lower the hands, start to lower the foot, and exhale back to where you started. Beautiful. No. From here, we are going to do something I can't remember. Oh, I remember. Okay, step it down, bring yourself to the end of the mat again. And we're going to vinyasa our way down. We're going to stay on our tummy when we get there. So inhale, arms up, fingers touch above your head. Exhale, forward fold. Soften through the knees if you need to and bring your hands down towards the floor. Step your feet back into that plank and choose the position that's right for you. Chest down towards the floor, keeping the elbows in towards the ribs again. Chest down first, then chin, and then push through into that lovely cobra. Inhale, and then exhale to lower it all the way down. We're going to come into locust, starting a little bit at a time. So bring the hands down by your side. And if you have a bad back, leave them back up where they were. So leave them back at the top. Okay, and we'll start just with the legs. So inhale and exhale and just test it out. Lift one leg up from the mat and lengthen it out as long as you can. If that feels okay. Inhale and exhale and lift the other leg up. And see how that feels. If that feels like it's enough for you, stay with that. So working the muscles of the back of the body. Tighten through the tummy and squeeze the bottom, lengthen through the legs. Inhale, let's lower it down. If that felt enough for you, stick with that. If you feel like you could lift both legs at the same time, squeeze the bottom, engage the tummy muscles and lift both legs. And depending on how strong you are, if you'd like to work a little bit harder, you can bring the arms down by your side. Inhale and exhale and lift head and shoulders and bottom and everything and lift. Inhale, let the tummy fill with air. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the shoulders back, strong through the arms, squeezing the bottom. Choose a level that's right for you. If you need to come out a bit, rest. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. And on the next inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Good work. Bring your hands to your chest. Inhale and push yourself back. Exhale back into child pose to release your back. Inhale, lift yourself up to downward dog. Go. Exhale, hips to the sky. And let's just take another moment here to remember that we need to get good length through the spine. So soften through the knees, lift the hips. Engage pelvic floor as you push the heels down, keep the spine long. Let's take 5 breaths here just because they're lovely, good for you and they get rid of wrinkles. On your next inhale, we're going to step our feet forwards. Come down, soften through the knees and come down onto your bottom for Dandasana. Sit yourself on the cushion if you need to. And lengthen through your legs. So first things first, you want nice strong legs, thighs engaged, toes lifted, and bring the hands down by your side. Push the shoulders back and grow an inch taller. Squeeze back. Inhale, exhale, tighten pelvic floor, press into your hands, strong through the legs and strong through the arms. Tuck your chin back and down. This is called Jalandhara Bandha. Little chin tuck or chin lock. Press here and breathe. Keep engaging the pelvic floor. Don't forget about it. It starts to get a bit hard on your arms. Use the pelvic floor to help you. One more inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, release. Let the chin go. Release the arms. Give the knees a cuddle if you need it. And we're going to lower ourselves down. What am I doing for time? I'm going to try and do bridge. So
5 minutes.
5 minutes, all right. Okay, so laying down onto your back. Okay. And have a little wiggle of your pelvis and just get comfortable on the floor. Okay, there's lots of different levels to bridge. We've done some of them already. It's up towards the bottom as far as they'll go. So we're going to try and lift the hips. Now you might want a cushion underneath the small of the back, or you might want to use a block as beautifully demonstrated by Claire earlier. But if that's okay, and we're assumed that we don't need that, take it in, nice inhale, and exhale, press the feet into the floor and start to lift the hips up from the up on the floor. That's the plot. Now tuck your shoulders underneath to try and keep the weight away from the sixth vertebrae, fifth vertebrae in your neck. And then we're going to try and hold it here. If you might be able to clasp your hands underneath your back, or you might be able to reach your feet or ankles. Have a little play, have a little rock, and see where you can get to. It's really important we protect your neck. So if you need to come out of it anytime. Squeezing the bottom, lifting the hips, breathe here. Keep the strength, keep the weight away from your neck. Really tuck the shoulders underneath. Try and stop the knees from dropping out to the side. So squeeze them in so they stay in line with your hips. Remember the breathing. And when you've done one more, inhale and exhale. Release the shoulders, release the back, lower yourself down, little vertebrae at a time, and then hug your knees into your chest to release your back. Gently rock side to side or forwards and back, depending on what you need to do to be able to release it. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to pop our hands underneath the knees. We're going to tuck our chin in towards the chest. Inhale and exhale to rock yourself back up to sitting. And if it doesn't happen first straight away, just keep having a little rock. Try not to hit your head on the floor, so keep it onto your shoulders, not your neck or head, and bring yourself back up to sitting. And we're going to do Janu Sukhasana. So bring ourselves back to a sitting position, like we were a minute ago in Dandasana. And we're going to bring our right foot up towards the inside of the left thigh. If it won't go all the way, don't worry, just relax it wherever it will go. Or you could use your block or a cushion to just support your knee a little bit. And find your sitting bones underneath your bum. And sit up really tall. And then, when you're ready, inhale and exhale. We're going to try and lead with the sternum forwards and down. Forwards and down towards that extended foot. Now, think about your left foot for a minute. And extend, push out through your heel. And keep your thighs engaged. And we're going to look at our toes while we hold here in whatever position you can get into. Again, it's really more important that you create length through your spine. So no rounding through your back and reaching too far down towards your foot. Keep it really long and really strong, and breathe here. Some of you might be more flexible, in which case you might be able to get hold of the underside of your foot, but don't compromise your back position. Shoulders down away from ears. Two more breaths. And on your next inhale, reach up or lift up, sorry. And exhale, sit yourself back up and release that leg. Let's change to the other side. So have a play around with it. See how far the hip will go. We're looking for a right angle at the knees, which I don't really understand. There you go. And the right leg is strong and straight with the thighs engaged and the heel pushing outwards. Inhale, lift up, look forward. Exhale, leading with the chest, taking it forwards and taking your hands to wherever you can get them. With your back nice and straight and long, looking at your toes. Breathe here. 5 breaths. Each out breath, try and sink a little bit further into your stretch.
Takes a little while for the muscles to relax and realize you're not going to hurt them. Don't try and get out of it too quickly. Relax into the stretch. Use the breath. And the next inhale, start to lift up, look up to the horizon. And exhale to release. You're going to take a little vinyasa here. Crossing the legs or clambering over just to release your spine. Bring yourself to that high or low plank. Lowering down, chest first, then chin, and then push through to your cobra. Inhale. Exhale. Push up to downward dog. Breathe here. For if I was not in rush, I will be doing 5 breaths. Inhale, look forward and step the feet forwards. And exhale to go back down onto your bottom for Marichyasana C. Yourself comfortable again and find your sit bones. Inhale and exhale and bring your right foot in towards your hips. And then extend your right arm up towards the sky and behind you. And use that hand to push into your back to kind of lift your back up. So take the left arm up and bring it onto the outside of the right knee. Pushing back against that knee. Turn yourself as far as you can to look over your right shoulder. Keeping your left leg active. So strong again through the thigh and extending into the heel. Breathe here. With each out breath or exhale, try and twist a little bit further into it. If you can't get to this position, don't worry. Just hug the knee in towards your chest instead. And go as far as you feel you're able. The important thing is you keep the spine lifted and long. Use that right hand to give you some good lift as you twist. On your next inhale, look forwards. And exhale to release. Change feet. Bring the left foot in towards the hip. And then take the left hand behind. Stretch the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then bring it down to the outside of your left knee, pressing the knee in and the knee against the arm. Lift up tall through the left arm and try and turn round so you're looking over your left shoulder. Keeping your right leg active, so switch on the thigh. Use the exhale to twist round a little bit further. On your next inhale, release. Exhale, rotate back round to face the front. And I think that must be 5 minutes, but I would be practicing getting into lotus. Thanks, so. And ending with happy baby and stuff.
Oh, you're taking it on board already. Lots of drishti and bandhas noted.
Thanks.
And you slowed right down. So that's the key, I think. Just slow down because it was still hard, if not harder.
Harder if it's slower, isn't it, really?
To really think. Okay, let's come up. We'll go up. I'm going up now. I've got to move a cat. Hang on. You little naughtiness. Right. Here. I just have to do this. You can go there.
Where's my glasses?
Hi, Claire. Got out of that, Claire, didn't you?
I'm assuming I'll end up doing it next week.
It's assumed correctly, Claire.
But I've got time to change a few things.
brushed his bounders.
Mine was very different to yours, I will say that.
What's that?
Yeah, which is interesting, isn't it? It's interesting
Yeah.
how we're both doing, how people just do completely different things.
I do think I'm probably getting a bit like I need to do the other postures now and the prep for the other postures. I'm not as familiar with them, so I'm just probably just cheating really.
I don't think you are. No,
There's a
I'm-
lot to do.
Yeah. I have to kind of get to do some stuff that I can like do, and then it's stuck in there then, and then I need to then put the new ones in, or the newer ones, or the more complicated ones in. My brain is slow these days. I think that's what it is. I have to get one bit before I move on.
Recording in progress.
Just take me off there. Okay, that should work. I'm going to leave me on there though. So, okay, so for next week we're going to do post-its and blindfolds. And we're going to look a little bit more at meditation and the muscular system. You don't need to know that yet though. So what you need to do for homework is you need to do the 4 on Facebook. Garbha Pindasana, Kukutasana, Pranchasana, Baddha Konasana. I'm just going to write that on the share my screen. I'll write that on the board here. Where are we? Where are we? Here we are.
We're in lesson 8 now, is that right?
We're on lesson 8.
Yeah.
So we were 2 30. Well, actually, we became 3 30-minute. Thanks, Vic. Okay. And then I'm just going to go back out of that for a second. 1 second. I'm just going to have to come out of this bit.
I think they're the rest of the ones that were on Legenda 7. So that's what I sent you, wasn't it, Claire? That whole list was on there, wasn't it? It included those.
yeah, I remember seeing
So
them.
on that, well done. On that, it's there, isn't it? No,
No, there's another list.
I edited it.
One with the others on. Might have been homework. It was definitely in 7 because 8 wasn't up then. It can't have been far away.
What I'm trying to do is get out of this and get in the back. Got how to do it. Hang on. I might have to go back in this way. Sorry. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to put on a little video for you just to listen to because I don't want to waste any time.
72 in Los
Can
Angeles.
you hear that?
Yeah.
With sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the labyrinthine knots of reactionary work, or karma, by remembering the Lord. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message?
Lord, we have experienced lately. Karma Granthi. Granthi means knot. So, it's like a man, if it is tight, very strongly with rope, hand and legs, he cannot move independently. Similarly, we are tied up by the laws of material nature. material nature, just like when we become criminal, we are always bound up by the laws of the state, either criminal or civil, it doesn't matter. But criminal is more strong. When you are under criminal laws, then it becomes very painful. We cannot violate the state laws, either criminal or civil, it doesn't matter. But if we violate the civil law, there is no such strong punishment. But if we violate the criminal laws, then it is very strong. Similarly, we living entities, those who are conditioned by this body itself is a punishment. That these rascal people, they do not know. They are trying to enjoy this body. The body, there are senses, so they are satisfied. The same thing, just like fog. He has forgotten that he has got a body of fog, so that he is bound to eat stool and live in a filthy place. But because he has got the facility of sense gratification with other female hogs, never mind whether sister, mother, or daughter, he is happy. He is hog-like. The hog is satisfied. It doesn't matter. We are seeing that what is the abominable condition in a filthy place, he is eating stool. We are conscious that what is the condition of his life, but he is very happy. Oh, is that what is very nice, happy, very nice. I'm eating very nicely, first class food, and having sex without any restriction. This is life. So this is called Maya, Prakhipaatmika Shakti, covering. Avaranathika Shakti, Prakhipaatmika Shakti. There are two kinds of energy of material Maya. One is Avaranathmi, ignorance. One is living very condemned life. Still he is thinking, I am real. Or we are all right. So that is called Avaranathmika, cover. Real knowledge is cover. Another Shakti is Prakhipaatmika. Prakhipaatmika means if anyone tries to get out of this, suppose our students are coming to Krishna consciousness, somebody is coming to us, Maya will dictate, oh, why you are coming here? There are so many restrictions and so rules and regulations. Better give it up. Oh yes, what is this nonsense? Give it up. This is called Prakhipaatmika. Maya is dragging. Because the more one is sinful, the more one is miscreant, the more one is the lowest of the mankind. He might will not allow. Oh, why this rascal is here? He must suffer under me for more. Sometimes more, then he may be allowed. That is Maya's business. Thankless business. This is foolish. Foolish is nobody's enemy. But when criminal, they punish like that. Put him into jail and beats him with the rod. That is the business of Maya, thankless. Nobody will thank police. When police beats, nobody will thank you very much.
Okay,
No.
so he goes on for another 30 minutes. And so I've put on the here. So finally I worked it out. Just like an applause. Understanding what's going on, sort of. So going out of here, going into here. And that's not appeared. Oh, that's how I do it. Go to dashboard, sorry. There we go. We're back in. So going in here and then we're going down there. So you've got homework and homework on Facebook. The other things are to look at. So if you have a look at that video on karma, I recommend you do ask people to start writing essays on karma, but not yet. We're just doing our commentary, aren't we? But it's
Am I
really
supposed to
interesting.
understand him?
Did you understand anything he said then?
Not really.
I think he was just like saying, be nice. You know, he could have just said, be nice. Otherwise, you're going to get into shit. But I think also, like, the body, you know, doing things to your body that your body doesn't allow, like, there's different, if you don't look after your body, he was saying that Maya, have you heard of Maya?
No.
You know what Maya is? Maya is, well, it's another word for God or earth or the universe. Gaia is the planet and the earth, and then Maya is connected to the God around us. So that's so there's a really, really good book which once, oh God, where is it? You know, when I used to put books out outside the studio for people to read and never used to come back. And it was a really good book. And it was basically all about Gaia and how the planet is talking to us and how we're connected to the planet. And basically, if we do things which aren't connected to the planet, then the planet sort of punishes us. But Maya is the same. Maya is the god around the Gaia. So that's what it is. So you have like Gaiam TV, don't you? And that's like the Earth. It's talking about the Earth and the planet. If you can try and listen to it, and then we'll have a chat because it's a big listen. You could just, even when you're ironing, or I don't know what, if you iron.
You're kind of saying like karma is like the police of the universe. Because he was talking about the police, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of like
So-
no one keeps, like the police keeps criminals in check, but what keeps you as a moral person in check?
Yeah. I think, I mean, it's cruel, isn't it? Because when you look at Palestine and, you know, things which are going terrible, would he say that that was their fault?
Yeah, that's a bit mean.
You've got that question, haven't you? But I mean, they say karma is what you reap, you sow. If you on here, if you read koshas as well in the manual, that's slightly connected to karma. So in the manual on koshas, if you can have a look at that as well. I'll take that Sanskrit test out. We don't need that. But if you look at the koshas, then that's going to help you. And if you didn't just listen to the future meditation and try and bring yourself into what you want to happen into the future. So there's a few things for you to do on there. You don't have to do them. They're sort of extras. So you've got karma to watch, meditation to practice, and then your homework here is to do the 4 postures and write a relaxing meditation. So you're not writing any class plans at the moment. No, not for a bit. My aim for the end of module 1 is that you'll have got lots of things to draw on, and you'll be doing on the final day like a 1 hour all bells and whistles practice class in module 1, and then by module 4 you'll just have even more bells and whistles. But that's the aim for module 1.
Is that
So
before we did the intensive 3 days, or is that after the intensive?
that's in the intensive 3
In the
days.
intensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now it's just about finding other things that you can use, and having a massive toolkit. So you never without any ideas, got lots of things to use. To see if you can write a relaxing meditation. I did a transcript of it here, but I mean, you know, there's so many sources of meditations you can find, and you know, you can use all sorts of things. You can use ChatGPT if you want, although I've tried that and I'm not sure I like him. You could do it and you could edit it. And yeah, so then you've got karma, and then I've just put on here what to do on Facebook. So there's postures for Facebook. So our due diligence is that we get through each posture, and we've had a little look at it, haven't we? Make sure. And we're now officially Yoga Alliance International, which I'm very happy about. Thank you very much.
Hey, well done, Sophs.
Tell you the hoops.
I am going to Greece, Sophie. I am going to Greece.
Oh well, it's perfect.
I hope
Listen,
I'm going to Greece. So want to do that.
do it on your future meditation. Have a visualize it. Get the details of it.
You can do that, you know. You can live there from May to September and teach yoga and Pilates in a nice little holiday resort, like, and they'll just pay you to be there from May to September, and then you can come back.
Oh, how amazing.
All my children are just bye kids.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because they're older.
building
They're
a
getting older.
hotel my brother's building a hotel in Cyprus.
Mm.
I'll go to it with him. He's got like a funny really cool yoga teacher there. He's like got a massive beard, and it's just like he loves him. He's like, I'm so glad Tom's going to yoga. Brilliant. And then what else have we got? Oh yes. What that's there for. And that's it, really. I'll take off the Sanskrit test. We don't need to do the Sanskrit test. It's just more to keep reminding us. We might do a spot Sanskrit test together. You all okay? You both okay? Both okay?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, lots to do.
Lots to do. Right. Well, I'm glad to be back.
How many weeks do we have left? Is it 3?
I think it's 3. I think
Yeah.
it's 3. If I can fit in a 4th one and you're free, I'll do a 4th one. Depends whether you're free.
I'm just away. Probably the 15th of August. I'm good.
I go in.
Nice.
I'm
Sorry,
away on
Claire.
the 8th of August, so we might be able to get one in, might we? All right. Well, thank you. Lovely practice.
Yeah.
Go and put Crazy Man on. I just love these people. They're so, you know, we'd never watch them normally. So I'm making you watch them and try and
I'm
love
just
them.
so hard to follow. It's so like, oh, a thought here, oh, a hog there. Oh, it just skips around so much. Just finish the whole sentence.
You know, he knows what he's thinking about.
Yeah,
He knows.
good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does know.
Yeah. Needs to
No, but I
compare.
think
There's three videos on there, so enjoy.
kind of when you keep reading, you sort of do get that there's a point to it at some point, but it's like, oh my God, you could have written a quarter of that book. Because they're not an abridged version.
Yeah, you're right.
Ugh, it's my brain. It's not a very good brain.
Brain, it's a fabulous brain. Love your brain.
It's mad. Completely mad.
All right. Well, let's clear the air. Are you ready? Ready? Let's go. And again. Cats love this. Again. All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sophie. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Sophie.
See you Wednesday, maybe.
Bye.
Bye.